I always wanted to be in the movies. When I was little, I thought for sure one day I'd be a big, big star. Maybe just beautiful. Beautiful and rich like the women on TV. I had a lot of dreams, and I guess you could call me a real romantic, because I thought for sure one day they'd come true. I dreamed about it for hours. And as the years went by, I learned to stop sharing this with people because they said I was dreaming. But back then, I believed it wholeheartedly. When I was down, it just escaped in my mind. In my other life where I was someone else.
This stuff? Oh, okay. I see. You think this has nothing to do with you. You go to your closet and select out, oh, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance. Because you want the world to know that you take yourself too seriously to care about what goes on your back. But what you don't know is that that sweater is not just blue. It's not turquoise. It's not lapis. It's actually cerulean. And then cerulean quickly showed up in the collections of 8 different designers, then trickled down through the department stores, and then filtered down on into some tragic, casual corner where you, no doubt, fished it out of some discount bin. However, that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs, and so it's sort of comical how you think you've made a decision that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you are wearing the sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room, out of a pile of stuff.
Am I okay? 7 years ago, you walked out of my life without so much as a goodbye. And I never heard from you again. You wanna know how I'm doing? I fought in the war. Finn's dead. That's how I'm doing. My dad sold his house, and we sank every penny both of us ever had into buying this place and fixing it up, which we did. We built this place with our bare hands. Me hoping in some crazy way it'd bring you back, but it didn't. And now Dad's dead too. That's how I'm doing. And still, even now, after all this time, whenever someone says my name, or I get a letter, or the phone rings, I get excited because I think maybe, just maybe, it might be you.
I think that if your clients want to sit on my shoulders and call themselves tall, they have every right to do so. But there is no requirement that I sit here enjoying listening to people lie. You have my attention. You have the minimum amount. The rest of my attention is at the offices of Facebook, where me and my colleagues are doing things that you, and especially your clients, are intellectually and creatively capable of doing. Did that adequately answer your condescending question?
The question is, do I have a God complex? So I ask you, when someone goes into that chapel and they fall on their knees and they pray to their God that their wife doesn't miscarry, or that their daughter doesn't bleed to death, or that their own mother doesn't suffer acute neural trauma from post-operative shock, who do you think they're praying to? Now you can go ahead and read your Bible, Dennis, and you can go to your church, and with any luck you might win the annual raffle. But if you're looking for God, he was in operating room number 2 on November 17th, and he doesn't like to be second-guessed.
Since when are you the quitting kind? So you didn't make the dress list. There are greater tragedies in the world. Oh, you are so full of crap. You're 5 feet nothing, 100 nothing, and you hardly got a speck of athletic ability. And you hung in with the best college football team in the land for 2 years. And you're going to walk out of here with a degree from the University of Notre Dame. In this lifetime, you don't got to prove nothing to nobody. And once you've gone through that, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't going to never happen.
It's funny how you're gone all the time, but you're always right here when I need you. Isn't that funny? Is Madeline all right? She isn't headed home to Chicago. Did she ask about me?
she too old to have babies? Wait a second, that's none of my business. You don't have to answer that. Is she? I hate hospitals, but it really wasn't all that scary. All the needles and stuff. It wasn't that bad. I'll tell you what the scariest thing is to me. The scariest thing to me is Johnny. He didn't say nothing. Not one word. At least I don't know what it is. And I think he really did want it too. Just a boy.
When I came out into society, I was 15. I already knew then the role I was condemned to, namely to keep quiet and do what I was told, gave me the perfect opportunity to listen and observe. Not to what people told me, which naturally was of no interest to me, but to whatever it was they were trying to hide. I practiced detachment. I learned how to look cheerful while under the table I stuck a fork onto the back of my hand. I became a virtuoso of deceit. I consulted the strictest moralists to learn how to appear, philosophers to find out what to think, and novelists to see what I could get away with. And in the end, it all came down to one wonderfully simple principle: win or die.
Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, a prison that you can't touch, taste, or smell. Unfortunately, no one can tell you what the Matrix is, but you have a choice. You take the blue pill, you wake up in your bed, and you take the red pill. I can show you the truth.
Well, I'd say I used to be one of them. And then I came here, and I realized that these women are smart, terrific people who are just trying to make a difference in the world. And we've become really good friends. I mean, I know we secretly wish for the other one to fall flat on her face, but wait a second, I've already done that. And this experience has been one of the most rewarding and liberating experiences of my life. And if anyone tries to hurt one of my new friends, I'll hunt them down. I'll make them suffer so much they wish they were never born. And if they run, I'll find them. Thank you, Kathy. I always believed it was the things you don't choose that make you who you are. Your city, your neighborhood, your family. People here take pride in these things, like it was something they'd accomplished. The bodies around their souls, the cities around those. I've lived on this block my whole life. Most of these people have. When your job is to find people who are missing, it helps to know where they started. I find people who started in the cracks and then fell through. The city is hard.
If I was a girl in a book, this would be so easy. Just give away the world happily. I've always been quite content with my family. I don't understand it. Perhaps I was too quick in turning him down. Lori. If he asked me again, I think I'd say yes. Do you think he'll ask me again? I care more to be loved. I want to be loved. I just feel like women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts, and they have ambition and talent as well as just beauty. And I'm so sick of the world telling me that love is all a woman is good for. I'm so sick of it. But I'm so lonely.
But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. Greed in all of its forms. Greed for life, for money, for love, knowledge, has marked the upward surge of mankind. And greed, mark my words, will not only save Teldar Paper, but the other malfunctioning corporation known as the USA. Thank you very much.
Nick Dune took my pride and my dignity and my hope and my money. He took and took from me until I no longer existed. That's murder. To commit a crime, a fake crime, you gotta have discipline. You befriend the local idiot, harvest details about her humdrum life, and cram her stories about your husband's violent temper. Purchase a getaway car and Craigslist, the fake money, all of it. Her just have to bury that, and America loves pregnant women.
Learning is the prize. Knowing how to read something and understand it is the prize. Knowing how to think is the prize. Yeah, well, you know how to run, but not the way you could run if you trained. You see, the mind is a muscle, and if you want that muscle to be really powerful, then you gotta work it out, okay? Each new fact makes a choice. Each new idea builds muscle, and it's those muscles that are gonna make you strong. Those are your weapons. In this unsafe world, I want to keep you safe.
This is really fascinating. What's going on at this table? Look at you and Elaine. You've been around the block a few times. What are you, 60? 63. Fantastic. Never married, which, as we know, if you were a woman, would be a curse. You'd be an old maid, a spinster. So, instead of pitying you, they write an article about you. You're elusive and ungettable. A real catch. Then, there's my gorgeous sister over here. Look at her. She is so accomplished. She's the most successful playwright since... who? Lillian Hellman? She's over 50, divorced, and she spends night after night after night in because guys her age want something, forgive me, they want somebody more like Marin.